Let's take a look at 3 settings every new pilot should have on. These settings will give you better photos and more cinematic footage. Let's jump right in. So before I show you each of these 3 methods every new pilot should have on for better photos and more cinematic footage, I just want to say if you like this video and learned something new, please make sure to hit the like button. And if you're new around here and haven't subscribed and like drone related content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure the notification bell's on so you don't miss any of my upcoming drone related videos. So the first setting you must have on before you go flying as a new pilot is turn on raw photos. So how do you find it in settings? So what you want to do is you want to, in the app, go into camera settings and turn on raw photos. What are raw photos and why would you use them over standard JPEGs? So raw photos in their simplest form are uncompressed, whereas JPEG photos are compressed. That's why if you've been taking lots of JPEG photos and you flip it into RAW, you might notice that the RAW photos are much larger than the JPEG photos. That's because RAW is uncompressed and JPEG is compressed. Shooting RAW basically means you're capturing much more image data that you can use in post-production or editing your photos. So what are the benefits of using raw photos? The first is better detail and dynamic range. Overblown highlights, if you shoot in RAW, can be recovered, and shadows which are too dark can usually be recovered as well in something like Lightroom. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're out on a sunny day, you have forgot your ND filters, so you've overexposed. You should never do that. You should always have ND filters, and if you need to set it, there's a link down below. But that being said, there are scenarios sometimes where you accidentally overexpose a photo. It happens. And you get back and you look at your photo and the sky, when you were there flying, there was beautiful clouds in the sky. It really added to the shot. But when you're looking at it back in the computer, because you overexposed it, the sky's just white. It's just completely blown out. You've just got a white sky. It looks terrible. Now, if you took that photo in JPEG, that's how the photo would look. There's nothing you could do. But with RAW, what you can do is you can go in and you can pull the highlights down and you can generally recover that entire sky. You can get all them clouds back and just recreate the actual shot you seen when you were there if you hadn't have accidentally overexposed the photo. And that's the benefit of RAW. If you overexpose an area, you can pull that information back, or if you underexpose an area, you can bring them shadows back up. So a rocky area that had really nice detail in it, but when you look at the photo in the computer, it's just black, it just looks terrible. You can bring up the shadows and all of a sudden you can recover that information back into the photo. The second reason is you have more creative control. If you're someone who likes to push the boundaries of your photos, have a really contrasty look, have really unique, interesting colors, if you try doing that on a JPEG, it usually ends up looking a noisy mess. It just looks grainy and terrible. But with RAW, you can really push the photos to the extreme and not really have that noisy of an image. With RAW, you can tweak color balance, highlight shadows, exposure, contrast, saturation, and generally have no loss of detail and no real noise being introduced to the image, which is a massive benefit. So make sure that in your settings you have RAW turned on. And one of the nice things about the Mini 2 is you can have it shoot RAW and JPEG, and you can actually have the JPEG saved to your phone when you take them. So if you're someone who wants to have the image straight away to do like a teaser post on their social media, but then wants to come home later and really finesse the photo more, you can get that JPEG straight to your phone when you take it, use that in your Instagram stories, but also have the RAW stored to your memory card so you can go back later in the day, go onto Lightroom and really edit that photo to make it an absolutely awesome shot and then post the finished version. The second setting every new pilot must have on before they go flying is you must have overexposure warning on or overexposure zebras on. So you do this by going into your camera settings and turn on overexposure warning. So what is exposure and what is overexposure and why do you need a warning for it? Well, overexposure is when an image appears way brighter than it should. Basically, you've got the settings wrong, you've allowed too much light into the camera sensor, and areas of your image will just look white and completely blown out. Now, as mentioned before, if you're using RAW, you can recover some of this information back, but if you've overexposed too much, then even RAW won't be able to save you. And if you're using JPEG, it's trash. You can throw the photo out. If you've overexposed too much, then you're just not going to be able to ever get them areas of the image looking right again. So your nice detailed sky with clouds will always just look white. So to prevent this, there's a handy feature called Overexposure Warning or Overexposure Zebras. And the way this works is, if there's an area of your image overexposed, for example your sky, the zebras will overlay over that area and show you a visual warning that this area is overexposed. And that just means you will graphically be able to see that that area is overexposed and be able to adjust your settings to bring the exposure back into check. Now this is really handy because there's some days, for example, where you've got glare on your phone screen. So you can see the screen well enough to fly your drone, but just not well enough to finesse the details. And it can be easy to think that your sky looks great, but then when you get back and look at the image blown up in the computer, the sky looks terrible. Whereas if you have a rolling zebra overlay or an overexposure warning on an area, you can see really quickly and easily that area is overexposed and expose correctly. So you can put on a higher stopped ND filter, bring the exposure down, and make sure that your shot looks epic. So make sure that you have overexposure warning turned on. The last setting every new pilot must have on is Gridlines. These are super important for framing your shot correctly and getting cinematic footage. So you turn this on in camera settings and you can go in and turn on Gridlines. So why use Gridlines? Well, when it comes to creating cinematic footage, one of the biggest things you must do is frame your shot correctly. You'll have heard people talk about things like the rule of thirds, and that's all to do with how you frame a shot. And it's very, very hard to frame a shot without any kind of visual reference on the screen, and that's why you want to use Gridlines. So something I find personally for me them really useful for is keeping your subject in the same location as you do a drone move. So if you're doing an orbit round an object, for example, it can be really easy for that object to drift left and right as you orbit round it. And not only can this look jarring in the final cut, but if you speed it up, you'll find that you have this object kind of waving about in the center of your shot. It can just ruin a cinematic shot. But what Gridlines allow you to do is you can align your subject with the grid lines, and then as long as you keep them grid lines in the same place over that object as you do your drone move, for example in orbit, then you know that your point of interest, your object, is always in the same location and always framed correctly. That's a big top tip. And that will just help you get much more cinematic footage. So those are my 3 settings every new pilot must have on to get better photos and more cinematic footage, and I recommend if you haven't done them to go do them now before next time you go flying. If you've liked this video and you've learned something new, please make sure to hit the like button. And if you're new around here and haven't subscribed, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. And please make sure that notification bell's on so you don't miss any of my upcoming drone related content. I appreciate you watching this whole one to the end. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.